Again, people, I'm back as promised. Told you I would do a little rambling on the road. Random thoughts on the road. I don't even have a topic for this particular thing I'm doing, but it's just therapeutic for me on the road home after 16 to 18 long hours of working. Today, again, as sparked by the gentleman from the first generation of this NYC Blood thing, I've been taking a deeper look into it again. And the thing I was looking at today is the rise of the female gang member. Now, female gang membership has always been present. It's definitely grown in the last 10 to 15 years, in my opinion. But what has grown out of them is their notoriety. They're becoming more notable than their male counterparts. You have the female gang members that are now the most, topic of conversation. Some of them are even more successful, such as Cardi B. You have the young lady Star Brim. You have a couple other ones that may not be as financially wealthy, but their popularity is definitely up there. You have the Pause and Cause. They've been out there for decades doing what they're supposed to do. They're very notable. And, just these individuals are definitely moving in a different direction than their male counterparts. I don't know how this has happened or what changed or what shifted, but this is the trend, and a lot of them are spoken of in high regards. I was talking to a couple of my brothers in relation to this topic, and I told them I was going to talk about it tonight on my random ramble home, and they said, "Mention, man, they didn't put no work in, they didn't bleed for this thing." And I'm just like, well, female gang membership has, again, always been there, and their role has been different throughout time. So, of course, the average female is not going to have went through what you guys went through, but some of these females endured just as much. I know personally that the Pause and Cause young ladies from Crown Heights endured a lot. They did bids, they've been through wars, they've done almost, if not more, just as much as some of the males. I don't know the new age ones, so that was really where I was stuck at them to make me even discuss it. Now, the new age ones, from what the brothers is telling me, that they feel like they're selling sex more than violence and drugs and things like that. But it's just the era that they fell in, so I don't know what they did in the community to put them to the ranks that they got, so I can't really talk about it. So I just said I'll ramble about it. I don't know these particular individuals well enough to know what type of physical work they put in, if any. I do know the young lady Starbrim just came home from doing the bid, and the brother, that was scamming. She didn't do no real, but she still went to the penitentiary and sat down. So regardless of what she's done, she's did that. So I'm not on the bandwagon for the young lady. I don't have nothing against the young lady. I don't so these individuals that I know, these older, they're kind of older, they're about my age, and they're not fans of the female blood gang members that are popular now. They feeling like they're selling sex more than anything, and it's just how it is. It's what Little Kim did. She wasn't a female gang member. She was part of a clique, sold sex. Foxy, part of a clique, sold some sex with a little bit more violence and drugs. But it's been the trend. Even Remy Ma, not technically selling sex, but she definitely beautified herself up a little bit. She's definitely not the old, thugged out, blonde weave type Remy that she once was. She's definitely presentable now in a different way. She's definitely presented in a different way than she once did. So everything is that now. So there's really no room for the rough, rugged, the brat Timbs and big baggy pants type of situations anymore. So I don't know what else they would sell, besides that, if that's what they're doing to get popular. So I just don't know. I just think their work ethic as black women, period, is is just outshining some of us brothers because, you know, we've had our time and some of the brothers ain't do nothing with it. They dropped the ball. So when the brother does give, there's so many brothers out there. That's what oversaturates the community, whether it's gang membership, music, sports, everything. Is just so many brothers already out there. So it's hard to really keep the spotlight and keep that white hot space for so long because there's just so many people doing the same shit. Once one dude become a rapper, 19 dudes is behind him.
In half a mile, exit left to exit 13W, Jackie Robinson Parkway West, Brooklyn.
I'm sorry, man. I'm still kind of dunce when it comes to direction, so I use this navigation at all times. I don't care if it's in my own neighborhood, anything. I'm still using it. Fuck it. I just makes it easier for me. But a lot of the females are not technically oversaturating the market like the males, so it's easier for them to shine. It's easier for them to have a spotlight put on them. So this is partly why you see some of them, you know, more popular than others. That's just how it is. It's men kind of bandwagon thing, especially black
exit
men.
Left to exit 13W, Jackie Robinson Parkway West, Brooklyn.
Especially black men, they kind of bandwagon things. Once one get on, you know, the other brothers at times kind of mimic that, and now it's 17 of the same rappers, or you know, another brother in the league, or they making these super NBA teams. Somehow, some way, we begin to cheapen any art that we practicing sometimes because of that, because of the competition and this most
in 2.4 miles,
forced brotherhood.
Exit to exit 4, Forest Park Drive, Myrtle Avenue, Woodhaven Boulevard.
Most lately, this forced brotherhood. You see that with the NBA. A lot of brothers are making these super teams and forming these bonds just to get a common goal, when there's not many females that even form a super team in anything. You know, you don't even know any WNBA players, but there's plenty of them. So it's just like that with the streets. So in comparison to that, a lot of these female gang members are now more notable. You see them all over. They're actually more respected in a sense than some of these males. I seen a video with the Star Room young lady discussing her putting this kid paparazzi pole in his place, parking his whip. Very hilarious. I just thought that was a very funny video. She was on the Kids See Gutters Live, and she just was discussing how she did that. And this guy, paparazzi pole, he had a little name for himself in adolescence. He did a couple different things, and just to hear that just let me know that, you know, they are rising in different type of ranks, and they have different type of allowances, you know, that they can just do these things and nobody's checking them. Or I won't even say checking them, but they're being allowed by, you know, their male counterparts to make these type of executive decisions, and it's not challenged, and it is what it is. That's just how it goes. I don't know if it's because of, you know, how they look, their physical features, if they're, you know, physically threatening. I don't know, but that's what happened, and that's what's happening. And as promised, I told my guys I'll ramble about it, and I'm rambling about it. If you have any comments, anything, just let me know. I'm gonna start going live soon, but for now, I'm just put these little rambles up here, see what it's hitting for, and see where I could go with it, and we could take it from there. You know, and I don't really have much more to say in relation to the female gang members. I guess I salute them because it's their time. It is what it is. There's a lot of notable ones, even from my era. I remember coming through in my era, it was the Ladybug young lady from the Bronx. Her name was pretty big, but she was definitely not selling sex because she wasn't that sexy. You know, she was definitely physically threatening. You know, she had a lot of notoriety in the Bronx, Valhalla, all those places, I believe, where she was from. And her name was ringing, and you had the pause and calls they was really putting on, and you had Mama Bluff. Well, we had a bunch of them back then, and they were not selling sex, these individuals. They were definitely not selling sex. They was definitely promoting violence, and they were definitely doing things, you know, as equal to their male counterparts at the time. So I don't know where the shift has changed and what the new age ones has done in comparison to them. But these individuals were definitely ones that was doing some different things, man, that could cost them, and it has cost some of them their lives in prison, and other controversial things that has happened to them. And I just wanted to shout them out, I guess, big them up, because those are the sisters that I know personally that was doing some different things in their lives. A lot of them has changed their lives around, and they doing what they supposed to do. I don't know what's up with the Ladybug. Anybody out there know what's up with Ladybug? I guess give me an update. I haven't seen or heard from her since like 96 Juvenile. I haven't heard anything from her, or about her actually, but since the 90s. Hopefully she's doing well and hold on.
In 1,000 feet, exit right, then turn left.
Exit right. But I'm gonna end this now, and I'll start.
Exit right to exit 4, Forest Park Drive, Myrtle Avenue, Woodhaven Boulevard. Then turn left on Forest Park Drive.
I'll ramble again another time. Thank you for following me, man.